So I'm always scouring for Kenyan, generally Kenyan and African context type of realities. And so the ones I try to sort of suffer through any that are insufferable. And in the middle, once in a while you'll find uh, some that are sort of quite interesting to watch. And so there's this one that I stumbled upon and I absolutely loved. It's called Mnakwetu. It's from South Africa. And it's about this guy. He's like an activist for polygamy. Let me call him activist, but it's not really like an activist. It's like someone who believes that polygamy should be practiced, like strongly believes polygamy should be practiced, and therefore his thing is that he encourages men actually, to stop hiding their relationships and just sort of bring that on as a wife. Uh, uh, my feelings toward that are, neither here nor there. But I always imagine that if someone is not content with one wife, then they'll probably not be content with two. And so they'll always be like, sort of perpetuating more wives, but then more girlfriends, more cheating and stuff. So anyway, beside the point, the show is actually I wouldn't say like it's not exciting. No, it's a really good watch, but it's not the one that it's like it's thought provoking. For me, it was thought provoking. Why it was thought provoking is because then it made me start thinking, if this was the case for me, if my husband was having an affair, would I really want to? Like, well, first of all, do I want to know? And secondly, if I know, do I want that person to be the wife now, the mistress, sorry, in this case, at this point, to then be introduced to me so that I can accept her as a wife, because that's what this guy does. Yeah. And we were having a discussion with a friend of mine. I think we were watching news or something, I'm not sure. And then she made the comment, oh, something of course sparked the conversation. And so the issue of polygamy came up, and we're trying to sort of discuss, would you want to know, blah, blah, blah. And, before I started watching Mnakwetu, I would never even want to imagine, know, or anything like that. But then, as I said to you, this show is quite, it's like, it makes you think, it makes you, like, because you put yourself in this woman's shoes. There's sort of extreme different ways that the women are reacting. There are some that just are quite like, okay, that's what he wants, it's fine. There are those that are sobbing and they're like, why? What, like, not really, what did I do? Like, why do you want this, or something like that? And then there are other ones who are vehemently like refusing. You will not get a second wife. Those are the ones that make me laugh. The others make me think. These ones make me laugh, at least. And so, there's all these different ways. And, as a woman, especially if you're married, you end up, okay, for me, this is just like, it was just the natural progression. Then I ended up putting myself in the shoes of these people. And so, like, you put yourself in the shoes of these people. Then also, you see, like, even there are different types of men. There are those ones that you can see are rich. There are those ones that you can see are rich because of the woman's money. Those ones that you can see are rich because of their own money. There are those ones that are just generally, like, not rich, but then you're thinking, why do you want a second wife? We have that problem, I think, as women, because of the belief or imagination, or the value that you put in a man for provision. Then essentially you're imagining that if kama umenitosheleza ndio utaleta mtu mwingine. So beside the point. And so, yeah, I mean, after watching that show, I think for a while now, I've just always made up my mind that, you know what, I'd want to know. I'd want to know so that then I can sort of be able to not change because I think he'll be angry for a while, and then, all these other things in reality start checking in. Like, okay, whatever. But I'd want to know so that then I can start making, like, you sort of start living your life on this new normal, on this new understanding. Because unfortunately for women, when you're married, most women, when they get married, they then shift energy focus onto just this one person, and then you build your life around that person. And with that building around that person, because we imagine there's reciprocity, like this person is also reciprocating, so there's some you want some sort of reciprocity in that relationship. You also know that their whole world also revolves around you, so that's the default thought. Okay, and so with that default thought, then usually these women put in their all, right? And then the imagination of betrayal is usually not there unless you've been betrayed before. But usually the imagination of betrayal for people who have never been betrayed is usually never there. And so because of that, then remember, we are valuing, first of all, our children, what we live. We live for them, and that's why even you're some people, like, that's why we do a lot of the things, is because of the children and what we're living for them. Living for them, I hope you understand in the African context what living for them means, yeah? Like kuachia. But also, you see, you really sort of forsake all others, sometimes even your family, your friends, your own hobbies, your likes, your your own individual plans that you would want to sort of build this vision that you have now with your husband. And so if I am building that vision with someone, and Kumbe, the vision is also sort of shared or influenced by someone else that is outside, because I will influence his vision in the way that it finally comes out. And so therefore, if there's like more than one influence coming out, then of course I'd want to know, so that I can then now just only assign what is extra to build whatever vision he's building, but then also now take care of this, what I'm calling now my kid, living for my children. And that is not selfish, because when a husband cowardly lives and maintains a wife, let me now call them a wife. When a husband cowardly maintains a wife in secret, without the knowledge of the wife, and also without actually adequately providing for this secret wife, so that she never has to bring herself into the main wife's business, arena, properties, blah, blah, blah. When he does that, at his death, this woman, who is now, we call her wife, we call now the first one, we call them the wife, some will call them like mistress or side chick. Now, the wife has been building her life around this man. So you remember the context of this person, that is, women, I'm telling you that the way they sort of put their all in this person. And so she's quite devastated, because you're really shaking her foundation, her grounding, her alignment, her north pole, her north. And then, so she's shaken, she can't even think straight. And then someone comes during that time of mourning, of loss, to actually put more insult to injury. And that for me is usually so evil. I find that so evil. The man was evil in living like a false, pretentious life. And the woman, who now the side chick, the mistress, is more evil, is evil, because if she agreed to stay in secret when this man was alive, she should have also agreed to stay in secret when this man is dead. Because the wife is not the wife is not responsible for her and any other business, offspring, or whatever that they get with her husband. And of course, then the advice for the woman would be, the side chick would be, that make sure that if you're going to live with a husband, with someone who's not legally married to you, then they have to set in place things, system structures that specifically take care. And that's something that I think any woman should be able to ask for, that if I'm going to live with you as your wife in secret, then ensure that even when you're dead, I can also be able to continue living, raising your child or children also in secret. But anyway, so let's get back to Mnakwetu. Now, the problem I have, the sad part for the show for me is always that these women are being like, today you're told, oh, someone. So the show how it goes is that this man comes, your husband comes and tells you, okay, let's meet for a date. I want to take you. I think I'm imagining this is what happens, because usually, like, the fact that there are cameras, usually the women are sort of dressed appropriate, like, well, see the way I'd just be in the house and then someone comes in, there's a difference, right? So you can see someone is dressed well and usually have a friend. So I'm thinking maybe the story behind behind this is that the husband tells you, okay, I'm coming and I want to take you for lunch, you and your friend. See, dress up and then we go. But then it'll be like a surprise. So I've brought people to record because it's usually being recorded. And you can actually tell that the wife knows that there's recording going on. Okay. And so now then the man, your husband, comes in usually a bit late. So they come in, but they're coming in with someone else. And so this guy is the one, I forget his name, but let's call him Nakwetu. So this man is the one, the activist that supports polygamy. And so you are told in front of a camera for the first time that your husband has been with this person, with someone, and he has decided that he has to, and he has decided that it is so, I don't know, imperative that he makes this person a wife. And so therefore, we are coming to you to inform you as the first wife that this person exists. And after we've informed you that they exist, we also want you to accept them. And we will introduce you to her right now. So you can imagine, like, that is such shock. Of course, I think first of all there's so much insensitivity to the background of the show, in that the man has had time to acclimatize all this time, whatever, but the woman has not even been told, like, given time to sort of know, and then sort of digest that idea, and then now you can be told, okay, then do you want to meet her or do you not want to meet her? And so it's like the women come out irrational, insensitive, selfish, blah blah blah. But if you really think about it, if you tell me right now, oh, you know what, anything that is to that magnitude, surely someone should be given enough time to think. But anyway, regardless of the show. So anyway, my take. Oh, so this thing has come up because of this conversation that we had with this Kayang girl. She's like 28. So, and yeah.